Good morning, everyone. This is Rifgal. I think we're ready. And by I think we're ready, I mean I think we're ready for the first step of the next section of the game. So I mentioned last time at length that I had been working on a plan, that I had a pretty extensive setup to figure out the best way to utilize our team. So, we're starting off with Sam, Tara, Eric, Jeff, Brad, and Mark. This is going to be our starting team to go through Route 10 and go up into the semifinals. And then I have the rest of our teams throughout the rest of this, the end game, kind of spread out here. Ready to go. Not everyone is fully leveled up. Like in this case, Mark is actually with this party, not because we're going to use him, but because he needs the levels still. And there's a few others, especially Ryan, Tristan, and Malcolm still have quite a ways to go. So they're just going to kind of tag along with some of these other parties as we go to finish that XP off, and I will also be sending them on Poke Jobs in between videos if there ever is a 24-hour period for me to do this. I also have items on all of them ready to go. So now I'm just kind of hoping that Route 10, there's a bunch of trainers on Route 10, so I'm hoping that's like the one thing I didn't actually take into a great deal of account. Is Route 10. So I'm kind of tempted to swap out some of the others that need to level up just for Route 10, because everybody else in the party should be ready to go. So we'll see what it looks like. I know Sam is going to be useful here, but like we could potentially probably swap a few other people in. But there's also the whole thing where I don't think all the trainers up here are just ice types. I mean, I suppose I could swap in like Nick, who we're going to be using a little bit higher level. Sure, we'll do that. Okay, so we're going to start off with a few more people who still need levels on the team. I think that's reasonable. Tara doesn't need levels, so that should be fine. Then we'll swap back out when we get to the top. Dr. Graham. Gardevoir. Okay. Okay. I mean, it's only level 45. We can probably take it out in 2 hits regardless. Yeah. But that does really confirm we don't actually know what we're going to be fighting along this route. It's going to be a pretty good mix, I think. Malcolm and Tristan are both going to be used against the last section here. Which is why they're the ones that need to be the highest level. Basically, we're not using them through any of these initial sections. By the way, I'm expecting this to be somewhere around 10 episodes. Since I don't think I'd actually said that. I think there's about 10 episodes left. Sure. There's a hiker coming up. course it has a Steelix. That should be fine though. Okay, so this is where we're at now with Magus. I taught him Earthquake. If you're not familiar, Earthquake is a really powerful move. Huh. Okay, so he burrowed underground. So I guess we do Bounce? Which I do find hilarious. So he's gonna miss with his dig. And then we're gonna land on him. It's not gonna do much damage, but there's a chance for it to... Oh! That's nasty. So I did mention last time, one of the problems with Magus, with Wailord, is he's not very strong. Like, we trained him up to be very HP heavy and very attack heavy, and still he's having trouble. Now, this is a Steelix, which has pretty good physical defense, so that makes up for it a bit. But that's kind of where we're at. Okay, Tristan leveled up, good. Shift, what does Shift Gear do? Raising attack and sharply raising speed. That's not good. We have a special defense, or a special attack based toxicity. Mudsdale. Yeah, we will certainly keep Magus in for this one. Waterfall. Should be able to two-shot Mudsdale. I miss my Mudsdale. Not very effective, but we have a Citrus Berry. I went with Citrus Berry because the healing on it is based as a percentage of your health instead of just a straight number. And since Mark has a very high HP pool, Citrus Berries are really good for him. He still has over 100 hit points left when it triggers. And he heals a higher amount because the percentages are better. Eric, Magus. Okay. Just checking all of my various values here to see who we need to switch, or who we want to potentially swap in and out as we go here. I don't really want to fight a lot of wild Pokemon here. Oh. Okay. He turned in a way I wasn't expecting. Not 100% sure what to expect here. Weavile. Okay. Weavile Dark Ice. Pressure. Not sure we have a great option here from Magus, so I think we're gonna swap. Just in case he does Ice, I think we're gonna swap Jeff. He's also a physical-based attacker that's going to have lots of contact moves, so Fluffy is going to half the damage that Jeff takes. Almost nothing. Weavile should be 4 times weak to fighting. So, Squish. Chance to miss. That's okay. Suppose we don't want to get Eric and Jeff too high here, but that's okay. I actually wasn't paying attention. Whoops. Let's go ahead and bring... Just go ahead and bring Eric in. Like I said, I wasn't paying attention, but he has coverage moves for several things. Played all. Okay. Not great. Honestly, we should probably swap him here. Because he's probably going to use... Ancient... He probably has... No, we'll just do an Iron Head. If he has Ancient Power, he should be able to take one. Flinch. Perfect. Iron Head is very good. And he is wearing a metal coat, which increases it even further. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and real quick... I haven't actually used any of these, but we have Super Repels. Or we have a Super Repel at least. So I'm going to go ahead and put a Super Repel on, and then cut across over here. Which does not appear to do anything. And then I'm going to run headlong into Mr. Mime. He thought it was a funny joke. We should probably actually heal Magus and give him another berry. Like I said, I don't really want to be fighting a lot of other things along the way here. We have enough trainer battles to do here that I'm not feeling like we need to grind up along the route. Actually... We should probably give him... We could potentially give him a Chesto. Let's give him a Chesto Berry. Negate sleep. And it is not just because that, It's not just because that one put him to sleep. Why are you chasing me? So this guy, I think, is a bird trainer. Guess let's bring Tristan up for this. Now, he might... These are the taxi drivers, so they may have Corviknights. Yeah. But should still be okay. Toxicity is very strong. Overdrive is an 80 power move, but he also gets a boost because it is a sound-based move. That's why he is taking on some of the problematic water types later. And I just clicked through that again, but I'm just going to keep it as is. Whoops, that was a mistake. Flygon is very good against that. Whoops. I don't have a great option here. I'm going to assume he's going to be using a ground type move against Tristan and swap Malcolm in. I feel like that's a reasonable read. Plus Intimidate knocks his attack down a level. Earthquake does nothing. Malcolm also got a couple new moves here. So in addition to Waterfall, he has Stone Edge, which I have a very specific use for. Not yet. Stone Edge is 100 power, 80 accuracy, crits have a higher chance to... It's not great most of the time. It misses a lot. However, if you Dynamax, it becomes 100% and 130 power. There might be a reason I'm specifically mentioning that. However, Outrage is a Dragon-type move that is very powerful. There we go. Postman, I think, is going to be Delibird. I guess we'll swap Eric in. Nope. Pelipper. That's odd and specific. I guess we just leave Eric in and take Pelipper out quick. He doesn't have anything great here, though. I mean, I guess, or, yeah, we're just gonna bring Tristan in. It's 4 times weakness. It's gonna drop in 1 hit. And it shouldn't have anything that's strong enough to take Tristan out in 1 hit. It's setting up anyway. Okay, we're good. The downside is it's raining. So if it has a water-type move, it could potentially do a decent chunk of damage, but this should be okay. Yeah. Now, Tailwind does mean that whatever else he brings in is potentially going to be fast. Oh, that might have been a mistake. Because I know Noctowl has psychic moves, and that would be super effective, and it can go faster because of Tailwind. So I think we are once again going to, I'm going to assume it's going to be using Psychic. And we're going to swap in Malcolm again. Slight misread on my part to not make that swap. Hypnosis is annoying, but it could be worse. It hit, which is more annoying. Tailwind's gone. Rain is gone, which means it's now hailing again. Like I said, Stone Edge misses a lot. It's not great as a reliable move, but it hits like a ton of bricks, literally. So I guess there's that. Okay. We do have a few of these items that'll raise how many moves we can use, which could be really nice. Why is Sneasel chasing us? Why are you chasing us, Sneasel? I used a repel. You're lower level than me. You're supposed to run away. Yeah, repel doesn't work great in this game. There's a reason I haven't been using it much. I think it just makes less Pokemon spawn, but I don't think it actually changes the behavior of the Pokemon that are there. Power Herb is actually a really good... Power Herb is a really good held item if we have the right person for it. Whoa! Okay, apparently we're being chased by a bear. Obligatory bear? This is really not something I want to deal with. Yep, that's about where we're at. We're not going to leave Eric. We're definitely not leaving Eric in against that. We would have just swapped over to somebody else? Who do we even have that would be great against that? Probably Nick. Actually, we don't want Nick for this. What am I doing? We want Magus. Because... Hiker. Rock types. Tend to be rock and ground types. There we go. Rock type. Against Magus. The water type. So we're going to Waterfall because it is chance to flinch. It is stab, so same type attack bonus. Means it does extra damage. And it's super effective. All of the above. Still 2 hits because, again, his attack isn't that high. And it's a defensive Pokemon. But there's worse things that could happen. Rhydon. Rhydon, unlike Gigalith, which is a rock type, is rock ground, which is 4 times weak to Waterfall. Boom. There we go. I'm still mildly paranoid that I'm gonna end up with, let's see what this guy's got. Gentlemen. So, I do feel like, generally speaking, Magus is a fairly safe person to have out front, just because of his HP pool. Sure, we'll just leave with... Okay. So, Magus is going to use Rest. Now, this is why we gave him that Chesto Berry. So he falls asleep but becomes healthy. And then, the berry triggers and wakes him up. So he ends with almost full health. And is no longer asleep. Basically a free heal. Well, 1 action. Waterfall, come on. Those flinches. We only got the 1 free heal, so we do need to heal him up now. Or we can swap him out, but I don't really have a safe swap out. I mean, I guess if he keeps using Headbutt, we could probably swap Eric in safely. Yeah, we'll do that. He's used Headbutt pretty much every time. Not very effective. Eric should be faster. We'll just use Iron Head again. Darmanitan is faster, okay. At least it's super effective. Phalanx. Would Eric would be the best person for this, but he's damaged. I guess we can do that still. I'm slightly nervous because of Brave Bird here. So I think what we do is lead with a Hyper Potion. Close combat should be neutral because it's defense and special defense fell. Yeah, I think we can pull this off. So we're gonna Brave Bird. Brave Bird is a very powerful attack that causes recoil damage. So we one-shot Phalanx, and Eric does take a bunch of damage from recoil. But we can swap him out after this, regardless of who's next. That's not great. Honestly, we don't have anybody who's great against Grapple Locked. We'll bring Nick in. And we're going to use Play Rough, which should at least be super effective. There we go. Who's a good boy? You are. Okay. Okay, so at this point, Jeff and Eric are more than what we need them. Mark is right about where we want him. Oops. No, he goes here. Jeff and Eric go here. I have a system to this, I swear. And I think we want Ryan, Jared, and Grant for this next chunk. They're the ones who still need levels. Pretty much everybody in this group is about where we need them. They're in the 53 range. Kat, we should be good where she's at. Stuff she's fighting won't be that powerful. And then we'll need to level her up again before the end. But this is the people that we still need to get leveled on. They're going to be used late game. I think we're going to put Grant in... Actually... Oh, by the way, Ryan finally evolved. I figured out how to take care of it. So we now have a Slow King, which you can see there. Very good defense, very good special defense, and good HP. He and Jared are going to be my primary tanks for dealing with one of the late game bosses. Sure. I guess we don't know what this is going to be, but it's going to be potentially a duo. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. It's going to be a duo match. Yes, I'd like to put camping. I'm going to assume... Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll try that, see if it works. No, we'll leave the rappel off. Reporters. Reporter and cameraman. Interviewers. Yep. I was assuming metal was going to be one of the things, and yeah, I was figuring metal or electricity might be options there. So we were successful in guessing that. Nick is reassured by my familiar scent. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Another move with recoil. Pretty solid, though. One of the big things with these recoil moves is they are very good as Dynamax moves as well. So that's one of the reasons that we have a lot of those, is we're going to be doing a lot of fights where we can Dynamax in the next few sections. So having these types of moves where we can, you know, potentially swap somebody in at the end and just hammer them with a very powerful Dynamax move, because those then don't have recoil. Noivern. And Togedemaru. Oh. I assumed there was only one thing to fight. I was wrong. We will knock Togedemaru out, and we will swap Nick for... What are they going to use against Nick that I'm worried about? And who can I bring in instead? I suppose I could bring Malcolm in. As long as it's not a dragon. Oh, yeah, that should be fine. As long as it's not like a rock move. I was not thinking about the Togedemaru there. So we're going to hope that Togedemaru doesn't use a lightning attack on that spot. That was a bad mistake. I was thinking about the fact that Togedemaru was going to drop in one hit, not the fact that Togedemaru was going to be attacking with electricity into that square. And I'm very glad that I managed to make sure that Malcolm had enough training for that. That's the second really scary incident we've had with Malcolm recently. We need to stop that. So we're going to use that turn to Hyper Potion, and then we're going to Dragon Outrage, which should be good, unless he gets confused and hits himself. But that snapped him out of his confusion, apparently. Okay. Same plan. Second verse, same as the first. There have been some tricky fights in this, so I'm glad that I ended up swapping to some other Pokemon as I went. What strength? I'm at a loss for words. Okay. Come on. This should be it. I'm not sure if there are any more trainers. We'll find out as we get close here. Looks like no. And we've been going for a little over half an hour, so we are going to go ahead and rest up right here. I'm going to go ahead and just pick up here next time. We'll do some story stuff and head into the actual the first step of the final gym challenge. So hopefully you're still enjoying. If you are, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.